35-year-old Amisu and 7-year-old Misibao are father and son. One striking thing about them is that they are both crippled, caused by poliomyelitis.
Before I was born like this, so at least about 10 to 11 years, I start to grow up. That I can't walk, I can't even sit. Always I was in bed. This is my first issue. So from the came like this.
Being crippled by polio is no longer a big deal in most northern parts of Nigeria, where poverty, ignorance, social, cultural and religious beliefs seem to impede the anti-polio initiative.
The states in the northwest zone cover almost over 90% of the cases of the world polio virus. Currently in the whole country we have 117 as at yesterday, of which 92 come from the northwest zone.
Most polio cases that have been recorded so far were found in remote communities where you have scattered settlements, and also we're getting the local government and the indigenes to totally commit to eradicating this crippling disease still poses a big challenge.
The major challenge is in areas that are suburban, border areas, settlements that are underserved and hard to reach areas. These are areas that we're targeting.
Katsina State tops the chart of states with highest polio cases, recording 35 of 118 cases, and Kano with 22 cases. Despite these challenges, the Presidential Task Force on Polio is still very optimistic that the country would kick out polio before the end of 2013.
The last frontier is only 5% of our local governments. Unfortunately, anything else, if it was polio control, Nigeria has controlled polio very well because 95% of our local governments have actually done very well. But we're about eradication, we need to reach 100%.
Because we have generated all the world map and where the settlement...
The global positioning system and the mobile tracking device is a strategy the federal government hopes to use in kicking out polio.
It means that for every vaccinator that is vaccinating within a particular geographical area, we insert a device. That device will track the vaccinator, and we'll have an idea whether a vaccinator that is supposed to cover a particular geographical location has done that or not. So, because the challenge over the years is not the number of children that have been vaccinated, no. It's the number of children that have not been vaccinated.
Besides this method, improved advocacy to remote communities, local government areas and border towns in all endemic states will also be top on the polio eradication agenda. It is also looking at appropriate legislation to make parents take charge of ensuring the eradication of polio within their households.
A child has a right to be vaccinated, so we'll continue to dialogue with the traditional institution, we'll continue the dialogue with religious leaders, we'll continue the dialogue with state and local government authorities, and then also continue to use social mobilization.
We should begin to criticize ourselves as a people. What is our responsibility? We have a responsibility to ensure that our children are immunized. We have a responsibility to give allowance to the vaccinators to immunize our children. Every one of us should take our responsibilities very seriously and be accountable.
This is Kongwalam, a border town between Katsina State, Nigeria, and Maimuja, Niger Republic. Over here is a border immunization post to ensure that children under the age of 5 are immunized at the point of exit and entry into the country.
So this is where they come to get immunized, and then
from other side, Maradi to Nigeria, and coming in and going outside.
We don't want anybody to be in the way of Nigeria's effort to eradicate polio. Whoever it is will actually ensure that they are woken up, because this is not just about your local government, it's about the country, it's about the future of our children.
Though the country has recorded 118 confirmed polio cases for 2012 alone, The federal government is, however, convinced that polio infections have been restricted to a particular section of the country, and this makes it easier to tackle it. ALIMA, FASAKIN, AIT News, Castina.